You hear it all the time, right? AI is changing everything. But what does that really mean for the skills we actually need? Well, today we're breaking down a really powerful idea. If you think of AI as our new calculator, then what's the new math that we all need to get good at? Let's start with a throwback. Do you remember this debate? When calculators first popped up in classrooms, there was this real panic that they would make us dumber at math, that we'd completely forget how to do basic arithmetic. It was a classic new technology is scary moment. But here's the thing, they didn't ruin math, not even close. In fact, the exact opposite happened. Calculators didn't destroy the subject. They completely rewired what we needed to focus on. Think about it. Calculators took all the tedious, repetitive work off our plates. They automated the grunt work, which freed up our brain power for bigger things. So the focus shifted, right? Away from just memorizing formulas and doing long division and towards higher level problem solving and modeling. They didn't replace math, they made it bigger. And that, of course, brings us to today. We are at a very similar crossroads. But this time, the tool we're dealing with is, well, it's exponentially more powerful. What we have now is essentially a cognitive calculator, a tool that automates certain parts of reasoning itself. So here's the key idea. Just like the calculator changed how we deal with numbers, AI is fundamentally changing our relationship with knowledge, with creativity, and with how we solve problems. It's forcing us to ask a really important question. What skills actually matter when a machine can draft an email, write code, or design a building? And you can really see that shift right here. On the left, you've got the old school priorities, memorizing facts, just following procedures. But on the right, you see the new essentials for the AI era. Things like AI literacy, data literacy, and critical thinking. The focus is literally moving from what you know to how you think. So, what is this new math? Well, it isn't just one single subject. Instead, think of it as a set of 7 essential literacies or skills that we all need to learn to work with AI effectively and responsibly. Yep, 7 of them. So let's break down these 7 pillars. Seriously, these are the foundational skills that are going to define what it means to be competent and confident in a world where AI is everywhere. First up, AI literacy. This is the bedrock. It's about knowing, really knowing, that AI is basically a pattern matching machine that's been trained on a ton of data. It's not a source of absolute truth. Someone with AI literacy doesn't just take an answer. They ask, wait, what data was this thing trained on? And that leads directly to the second pillar, data literacy. Since data is the food that AI eats, this skill is totally non-negotiable. It's the ability to look at a dataset and ask the hard questions. Whose voices are in this data? And more importantly, whose are missing? Because an AI is only as good, or as unbiased, as the data it learns from. Pillar number 3 is a big one. Critical thinking. You know, AI can sound incredibly smart and persuasive, but that fluency can sometimes hide major mistakes or what people call hallucinations. Verification is our shield against that. It's the new version of show your work. You gotta check the AI's sources and confirm its claims before you even think about trusting them. Next up, pillar 4, problem framing. And this really gets to a core truth about AI. The quality of the answer you get depends entirely on the quality of the question you ask. You know, if you just say, write about climate change, you'll get a boring, generic essay. But if you ask for a summary of the economic impact of rising sea levels on Southeast Asian supply chains, now you're going to get something powerful and actually useful. All right, so what about creativity, the human stuff? Well, Pillar 5 shows that AI doesn't replace it, it becomes a partner for it. AI is an amazing tool for brainstorming, for coming up with 100 different ideas in a minute. But its creativity is, well, it's derivative. True innovation, real vision, that still needs a human in the driver's seat. Okay, this next one, ethics and responsibility, this is absolutely crucial. This isn't just some soft skill. In the age of AI, it's a survival skill. You have to understand how biased data can lead to things like discriminatory hiring algorithms or flawed facial recognition, because that's how we prevent real, tangible harm in the world. And that brings us to our final pillar, number 7, collaboration and communication. Let's be clear, an AI's output is never the finished product. It's a starting point. It's a rough draft that requires human judgment, teamwork, and, really importantly, the ability to clearly explain its insights and its limitations to other people. So, when you put it all together, What's at stake here? Well, whether we decide to embrace these 7 pillars or just ignore them, that choice leads to two very, very different futures. I mean, the stakes really could not be higher. On one side, if we neglect this new math, we're looking at a future filled with misinformation, growing inequality, and a total breakdown of trust. But on the other side, if we embrace it, we unlock incredible innovation. We can create more inclusive systems, and we strengthen our ability to solve the world's most complex problems.
Look, this isn't just some interesting idea for an academic paper. This is our generational challenge. Getting a critical mass of people competent in these 7 pillars, that is the defining educational mission of our time.
And this quote just says it all. It frames AI literacy not as some niche tech skill, but as a fundamental competency for being a citizen in the modern world. It puts it on the same level as learning to read, write, and count. It's a mission for all of us, for society as a whole. So it all comes down to this one final question. And it isn't just about what schools should teach or what companies need to train their employees on. It's a personal question for every single one of us as we try to figure out this new era. So, are you ready for the new math?